Welcome to Nightmare Echoes. Listen, scream, and embrace your horror obsession. In today's Thanksgiving episode, we cover Eli Roth's 2023 film, Thanksgiving. Who is the better boyfriend for Jessica? What is a Gooba Chuca? And could you shoot your mom out of a musket? Next week on the podcast, we cover the Black Phone. But for now, Thanksgiving. Hello everybody, welcome back to Nightmare Echoes. I'm your host Elzar. I'm joined again by Margot. Margot, how's it going?
Hello. It's going good.
Yeah, cool. Today we're covering Thanksgiving 2023.
That's a Thanksgiving episode.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Right? I think it's going to come out pretty close to Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, it comes out on a Monday, so Thanksgiving's are Thursdays.
You mean we're not recording it on that day?
We're not recording it
We're
on
not
Thanksgiving?
recording it on Thanksgiving?
I can edit fast, but not that fast. Directed by Eli Roth, written by Jeff Rendell and Eli Roth. They were childhood friends from kindergarten, and they became horror fans together growing up. They said when they saw Silent Night, Deadly Night, like as 12-year-olds, they started discovering all these horror movies that were based on holidays. They fell in love with Mother's Day, and there's other holiday movies. But they never got the Thanksgiving one, and where they're from, in the New England area, Thanksgiving culture is big there. So they were like, for them, that's where like, hey, where's our Thanksgiving movie? And so finally they just decided they were going to make it. And they got the chance because Robert Rodriguez and
Quentin Tarantino.
Thank you, gave them the money to shoot this fake commercial. For Grindhouse.
Yeah.
They gave them money to shoot this fake commercial, and then all these years later, because that was 2007, so 16 years later, they got to finally make the Thanksgiving movie that people wanted since they saw that. A couple other movies were based on those trailers have come out. So Machete, Rodriguez came out with a Machete, and then Jason Eisner came out with Hobo with a Shotgun
Oh, yeah,
in 2011.
Right. I forgot about that one.
So that's pretty cool that this is the third one to do it. Apparently a sequel has already been greenlit for this. So we'll see how that goes. So before we spoil the whole movie, is there anything you want to say about it?
Well, first off, as somebody who doesn't watch scary movies, I would say this is like for sure like a slasher movie. Yeah. And also it's extremely gory.
Oh, yeah.
So don't be like, oh, Margot watched it, so I can handle this, because I don't really have a problem with gore at all. Yeah. So you might want to watch with caution if you don't like super gory stuff. I didn't find it super scary.
Yeah, there was a couple of jump scares in there.
Yeah.
Okay, it had a budget of $15 million, and it made $46.5 million in the box office, so it did well. But the movie begins. It's in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and it's Thanksgiving night. Patrick Dempsey is ringing the doorbell. We find out he's the sheriff, and he's going over to Mitch and Amanda's. McDreamy is going over to Mitch and Amanda's house. And when he rings the doorbell, he's acting like he's there looking for somebody.
Amanda, played by Gina Gershon.
Yeah, she was like third billed.
Yeah,
and so people,
she's like the most famous.
Right, people went into it expecting her to be
a main character. She's not
exactly.
really.
She's not. Yeah, she gets our famous woman death at the beginning of a slasher movie kind of thing. Although hers was more an accident. But yes, McDreamy shows up to the door. Yeah. And he says he's looking for someone, golden brown complexion, 15 pounds, and no head. And Mitch tells him he'll serve him up to him on a silver platter. Obviously,
they're talking about turkey.
Yeah, they have a lot of turkey puns in this whole thing. But we find out that Patrick Dempsey is a single man, but he can bake. That he's just going over there because his friends
he baked them on pumpkin pie, which is very little baking. Okay, but whatever. I guess you can make your own pie crust. That's baking.
Learned pretty early on that a lot of the characters in this movie have this strong,
Patrick Dempsey's doing a wild accent, which I'm like, what is he doing? But I guess he's doing a Boston accent, Massachusetts.
Yeah, and he's from that area, so apparently he learned to not use the accent or learned to lose the accent for his acting career.
Do you think it sounded natural for him to have that accent? Is it just because I know
believable?
I know what Patrick Dempsey really sounds like, that I was like, what is this?
I mean, I felt like he never broke the accent. I felt like he kept it up the whole time. So I think it was really well done.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. But if the first was like, oh no, this is going to be hard to watch. But it worked out. And then we cut to Thanksgiving dinner at the Wright House. and the Wrights own Mart Wright, which is going to be where a lot of this movie's.
Mart Wright or Wright Mart?
Oh yeah, Wright Mart. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, Wright Mart. We get the kind of relationship between Kathleen, who is the new stepmother of Jessica. Her father bought a new house, and apparently their realtor came with it. Like she was their realtor.
Oh, it was their realtor?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that.
She's sitting on the couch talking to Bobby.
Yeah.
She says, I didn't realize when she sold us the house that she would be coming with it. And this is where Bobby says,
that's right.
Well, it was a fast proposal. Maybe it'll be a quick divorce.
Yeah. Oh, Bobby's her boyfriend, the daughter of the guy who owns the
Right, exactly.
Right Mart.
And Bobby he's a year older than them, than most of the kids. He's already in college playing sports.
He's in college.
Yes, he is.
Oh, see, I was confused at the beginning of the movie because I'm like,
weekend.
Got it, because I was confused in the movie because I thought they were in college, but then it seemed like they were in high school.
No, you know what? I take it back. So he used to be in high school, but when they're at Wright Mart, when he stops to get a picture with one of his fans, they're like, oh my gosh, it's Bobby Golden Arm, whatever his last name is, Society or something like that. And they're like, he's the fastest pitcher that ever pitched at Plymouth, and now he's the relief pitcher for the Sox. So I don't think he's in college.
Oh,
I think he's just playing for the Red Sox now.
Oh, so I was very, very confused because I'm like, I thought they were in college at first, and then I realized they were in high school, and that's why I was confused because he's not in high school.
He's not.
Okay.
Yeah, he's back for the weekend, but he's playing for the Red Sox.
Because I was thinking they were both back for the weekend from college. Anyway, got it.
Right.
Okay.
We get a little bit of exposition. We go back to the other house with Patrick Dempsey in it. Mitch, who's the man of that house, they call him over to carve the turkey, and he says he only has time to carve the turkey because Thomas, who's Mr. Wright,
owns the store. Yeah.
Right, called him to say that some guy named Bob is going to be a no-call, no-show, and Mitch either has to go work this Black Friday sale or he's fired, that really sucks because he wasn't scheduled.
Yeah.
The other guy called out. He's going to fire the guy that wasn't scheduled.
Yeah. So it's on Thanksgiving. So instead of being open just on Black Friday, they're going to be open Thanksgiving evening.
Right.
Which I'm like, I don't feel like it's too out.
You're right.
Out of the ordinary. I feel like some stores would be doing that now.
I think a lot of stores do that now.
They do it like usually they do. Oh, really? I thought it was just like
Thursday
10
now.
p.m. or whatever. Like late at night.
I remember not too long ago where we'd be at dinner and Thanksgiving dinner and people were like, oh, we got to run over to the store.
Yeah. So, no thanks. Have you ever been to a Black Friday?
Yeah, I went.
I went one time, and it wasn't even that bad. But I was like, "No more, thank you."
We had fun. I remember when Mario's the space one, Mario Galaxy, came out. That we were something like 10th in line, and we joked with my youngest brother, Kristan, and we're like, "All right, Kristan, what's the plan?" He goes, "Okay, if I get there and they're out of the game, I find a woman with a cart with it in it, and I drop to the floor crying that I want my mommy." While you do that, someone else will run up and grab the game out of her cart, and then Jess will come by saying, "I know who his mommy is. I'll get him. I'll get him to his mommy," and then we'll all disappear before the woman notices that we stole the game. But we never did that. It was just a joke. And when we got there, one of our friends was third in line to get in, and all the games are gone. They're like, "Where are they?" And they're like, "Oh, we must have sold out." It's like, "No, my friend was third in the store. Y'all didn't have any. You were supposed to have like 50 copies."
Yeah.
Right. So they go to ask customer service. She's like, "Oh, we had him in the back. How many do you want?" Yeah, "I'll sell you as many as you want." She's like, so Jess is like, "I'll take 2." Because it was half off. It was like $30 instead of $60. Yeah. So we bought 2 of them and regifted one of them.
Okay, well.
But yeah, that was the Black Friday sale.
Successful. That was successful, I guess. I don't even think I bought anything.
My dad's been to some where people were like putting their hands on the merchandise.
Before
they've been sliced.
Yeah.
And so the guy is slicing it and people's hands are there and they won't move their hands.
Oh, no.
He's like, "Move your hands, are going to get cut." And he's cutting to product to get it out of the plastic wrap and people will not move their hands because they're afraid they're going to lose the Blu-ray player that was on sale or something, which is crazy.
Anyway.
All right. So we're at Wright Mart, and a lot of the people outside are going crazy.
Like so many people.
We meet Lizzie, who's arguing with Lonnie and Amy.
I don't know who any of these people are, but okay.
They have this crazy attitude. They're cussing each other out like crazy. We find out that inside the store, the first 100 customers get a free waffle iron, and that's why everybody's going inside.
Is Amy the waitress?
No, Lizzie is the waitress. Amy's the cheerleader.
Okay, so Lizzie's a waitress, and she's like cussing people out.
Yeah, she's like, suck my cock.
And
It's pretty bad.
then who's the cheerleader?
Amy, she's
Who's
boyfriends
the
with
cheerleader?
Lonnie.
Lonnie.
They're the ones that go to Hanover, the rival school.
Oh
The
yeah,
ones
yeah,
with
yeah,
blue
yeah,
uniforms.
yeah. Which there's like a comment that they're like 30-year-olds something or another. Oh well, we haven't gotten to this part yet. But when our teens go there, they're like saying they're like 30-year-olds, and I'm like, look who's talking, because they look like they're 30-year-olds too. But anyway,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So there's like a crazy crowd
Sure.
lining up in front of the store.
Yeah.
Because they're giving out free waffle.
Free waffle makers. The first
like,
100
okay.
customers. I'm like, woohoo.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's a $20 waffle
then-
maker. Whatever.
Bobby and Jessica get picked up by their friends. And we find out that Thomas is a big fan of Bobby's career.
We found this funny is that who's main character? Jessica?
Jessica, yeah.
Jessica looks at her mom's dead obviously, 'cause
Yeah.
her dad remarried. Well, I guess it could be divorced.
Yeah.
But her mom's dead, and she has a locket, and I laughed at this because when she opened it, there's a picture of her mom, okay?
Yeah.
And then on the other side it says mom.
Like-
You wouldn't remember who the picture was.
It's for the audience to know,
No,
but it is silly.
You
Like,
don't
think
think
about
they would
it.
get it? Like,
Like, oh,
she
that's-
opens it and there's a picture that it's her mom. I don't know. That was funny.
That is funny. And they get picked up by their friends Evan, Gabby, Scuba, and Yulia. And they're all supposed to be going to the movies. Apparently, Evan is a jerk and presses the gas while Yulia's putting on her makeup and smears all over her face. You find out that he had gotten in a fight with that guy, Lonnie, from the Hanover school. They go to Plymouth East. So as they're driving to the movies, he sees the Right Mart sale and he wants to go in to get a new cell phone because he broke his in that fight. Yulia supports him going because she did one streak of smear, and she says that Evan now owes her a whole new lipstick.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any
At
sense.
first, I'm like, I don't understand why they're going in on a Black Friday sale to just get lipstick. And
and a new
then
cell
I
phone.
realized they're just going to walk right into the store because Jessica's
Yes.
dad owns the store.
Right. She's letting him in the back. Lonnie sees them go in, and they start cussing across the parking lot, which with that crowd there, I don't know how they hurt each other.
Well, yeah,
But
but they stirred the crowd up.
They stir the crowd up. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You see Bobby tell Jessica that he doesn't want to go inside. He doesn't like crowds. And she's like, please don't make me go in there by myself.
Yeah.
So she gets Bobby to go in with her. Once they're inside,
Wait. First, they pass Ryan.
they do pass Ryan.
Yeah,
In
just
the-
this guy, Ryan, that they go to school with, and he invites Jessica to go to a party or something.
Yeah, when he's trying to get her to come over without Bobby.
Yeah, he obviously likes her.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, but Bobby's only in for the weekend. I'm going to hang out with Bobby this whole weekend.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's happening while Bobby's meeting a bunch of his fans.
yeah.
But this guy, Ryan, is played by Milo Minahan, who
Okay.
was in the Zombie 1 through 3 movies.
Sure.
Zombies 1 through 3, and School Spirits, the TV show.
Okay, can say I'm familiar with any of those.
So you're good. So yeah. So then we show Sheriff Eric McDreamy inside with Amanda, who showed up to give Mitch a Thanksgiving dinner. Since he didn't get to eat, he didn't get to stay and eat. They packed him a dinner so he wouldn't go hungry on Thanksgiving night. And the crowd's so crazy. Eric, the sheriff, said he was called in for backup. And Mitch thinks that Amanda should stay inside because it'd be safer inside.
Yeah.
Outside, we see the security guards, which are Manny and Doug. And
I don't know. Sure.
McDreamy
I'm
sends-
like agreeing with you. Like I know anyone's name.
and Mitch sends Doug inside to lock the doors because they're afraid of the crowd's going to get too rowdy. Mitch is talking over the loudspeaker, telling everybody, hey, it's 10 minutes. It'll be fine. Lonnie grabs the megaphone
Yeah,
from
one of the
him.
other high schoolers.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
the other, from the rival
Yeah.
school. And he yells to the crowd, hey, the store's open, which sets the crowd pushing
Yeah,
forward.
they're like, yay, we're going in, but the doors aren't open yet.
Right. So they push the metal fence that they had, like temporary fence that they put up, falls over. Manny, the security guard, runs off
do
like
they
a
say
coward.
it's open because the other teens are in the store
Yes.
already? Okay, yeah,
'Cause
I
they're
think that's
inside
important,
taunting
right?
him. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right. Because inside, Evan, he's grabbing a cell phone, like, look,
Yeah.
I got a cell phone. And then he gets one of the waffle makers and he starts binge pressing it, like,
Yeah,
I got a waffle
he's like
maker.
taunting the outside
Yeah.
people.
And so the people get riled up.
Yeah, even more
And when he
riled. They're already
announces-
been riled, and now they're
Yes.
even more riled.
And now that he announces the store's open, they just push forward. Manny, one of the security officers, runs off. Doug inside is told by Amanda to open the doors or people are going to get killed because they're being crushed
getting-
against the
yeah.
glass. He's not able to open the door in time until the doors actually fall on top of Doug and people start
Yeah, it's
stomping
like,
on top of Doug.
it breaks the door. It breaks the glass on the door.
It shatters, right? One customer is pushed in and the glass slits his neck.
You're told right off the bat what you're in store for, because there's like a shard of glass, and as he's going to the doorway, it slices his neck open, and there's way too much blood.
Yeah. Oh man. And so
but that doesn't stop him from grabbing one of those waffle makers.
He gets there. Yeah, he walks over to the waffle maker.
He's like bleeding all over it.
Evan gets on top of one of the counters where the cash registers are.
He's like filming it.
And he's filming the whole thing. Bobby is...
He's like huddled. What? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're good. Him and Jessica are huddled in a corner.
Yeah, he's like huddled with Jessica away from the crowd.
But he sees that Doug is still alive. So he tries to head over for Doug, and his arm gets broken in a weird...
Does he get stepped on?
He gets stepped on by someone running.
His arm breaks too much.
Yeah, you're right. It overbreaks, and
it's like snaps like 3 times, and like this.
And we've already been told like that's his pitching arm, so we know his career's over. Somewhere around here, Lizzie and a guy named Lionel's carts run into Gina
Gershon.
Thank you, Gina Gershon's head. That's Amanda. And they don't even notice that they've smashed her head while Lizzie and Lionel are arguing. Then their carts are stuck in her scalp. And
her hair's like caught on a wheel or something. And then and that like scalps her somehow. Like it would. It wouldn't just rip your hair out, no.
Yeah.
It would scalp
So it scalps her, which kills her. Mitch runs over, sees that Amanda's on the ground.
His wife has been killed.
Yeah, has been scalped. Patrick Dempsey's character runs over. He sees what's going on, yells to the crowd to stop, and fires his gun in the air. And we get the title card, Thanksgiving. Then it cuts. We get a second title card that says 1 year later. And we're watching a video playback from Evan. Evan recorded it, and he published this video of Scuba as he tackles people to protect Yulia. We get footage of the guy that had his neck sliced grabbing a waffle iron, but it's saying, "Oh, you're not going to get one, buddy," because he died.
Yeah, it's kind of like making jokes on this like horrible tragedy.
Right. And then in the end of the video, he's like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Yikes. This is so horrible. And then we cut to find out that we're in the killer's lair, and he's watching this video, and on his wall are all these photos.
It's like a murder wall.
Yeah, exactly. Of people he's going to go after.
Yeah.
And there's newspaper articles on it that say Right Mart yields no arrest, Right Mart death deemed accident, and Right family exonerated. We get on the TV a man named Hank Motrin that's saying that Right Mart will have another Black Friday sale this Thanksgiving with much added security, and then we see that people are picking it. We have an interview with Mitch who's saying that the Wright family needs to be in prison, not doing another sale. And then we get some footage that's showing the Wright family has been giving back to the community a lot. Yeah. They're sending people off to college. Like one girl gets a $10,000 check. I mean, I know that'll help, but it's not going to pay for her college.
Yeah. Basically, they're like doing some stuff, but they didn't take responsibility for the massacre, and they're not paying off people who got hurt and stuff like that.
And then the news also lets us know that Bobby Golden Arm DeStasi has been missing since his career-ending injury at the Black Friday sale. And then we get a little bit more exposition. The news says that there have been many lawsuits that were settled out of court, but unfortunately the cameras were not working that night. We see Mitch counteracting this argument, saying they were working fine when he came into work.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know
so
why.
They're saying that
there's nothing there.
Basically somebody tampered with it.
Right.
So that they wouldn't have to show what happened.
Exactly. And then we get to the diner. Lizzie, the one that was just like a loudmouth that,
was just cursing people out.
She's the waitress there. And McDreamy enters, and she's like, "Are you going to have the normal?" And he's like, "No, I'm going to have a second one. I got a new deputy coming in." And she says that she met him. He's not much of a talker. We see him drive the crazy way he drives his Jeep. He almost runs into Detective Chu, who doesn't know he's a detective. And the detective's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And he's like, "Go fuck yourself," or something like that. Like that's their first meeting.
I don't understand his characterization unless they're just trying to make him like a red herring.
Oh, I think they do that a lot with people in this movie.
Well, yeah, but like, and even I at some point thought, oh, maybe this guy is it, because like they keep making a point to like say his name and say he's new and all this stuff, but then like he doesn't really do anything. He's just there. And like they keep saying how rude he is, but he's not really that rude on screen except for like the car thing.
Sure.
But okay.
Yeah, I think they do that with a lot with Bobby as well.
Oh yeah, for sure, Bobby and Ryan.
They want that.
But yeah, but still, I'm just like, but they make sense. This guy is just out of nowhere. You know what I mean? He didn't have anything to do with, as far as we know, didn't have anything to do with anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think he was just a guy doing his job.
he's just there. Yeah.
So we cut to downtown celebration of Thanksgiving, that they're starting celebration. Evan is doing some axe throwing. Gabby and Jessica are getting repeatedly tagged on this Black Friday Massacre video that keeps getting reposted. Mm-hmm. And Gabby's actually mad at Evan because he posted it.
Yeah.
Even though he's like, I was not the only one filming. I thought we were past this, so he gets mad.
Well, I think he was saying he wasn't the one who posted it.
He's saying he was
video?
the only one. He wasn't the only one without a cell phone, but that is his footage.
Oh, okay.
It is his footage. Like someone is reposting it. Though.
I see.
Like he took it down, but someone else has been reposting it.
I see.
And then we see McDreamy talking to Kathleen, who's the
wife of the guy who owns the store.
Right, which is Thomas.
Yeah.
And Patrick Dempsey is listening to her describe how she was going to make Thanksgiving dinner. She said she was going to like add a secret ingredient of eggplant in the stuffing.
Which doesn't sound good to me, but
yeah.
I don't know.
He says that he believes she'll make a good dinner.
Yeah.
Which I think comes back later. And then they're all heading over to record the family commercial for Right Mart's sale. And we find that Thomas is there already. He's really upset. He actually sounds hoarse in his voice from yelling too much, which I thought was interesting. I wonder if that line was added because he was hoarse.
Maybe.
I don't know, but he did sound like
Maybe
he was
he had a
yelling
cold
so
or
much.
something.
Yeah. But the cabin or the old house that is a historical landmark that belonged to John Carver.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I forgot if there's, when Patrick Dempsey is in the diner, they keep passing out these masks.
The John Carver masks.
And they're of John Carver, like a pilgrim mask. And then they're wearing like, everyone's wearing like these masks and these like pilgrim hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like the cabin, the John Carver cabin.
Which is really interesting because Jeff Rendell, who wrote it, was really excited to find a real historical figure with the last name Carver.
Yeah.
He's like, this works perfectly. But what's interesting, and I think why she got the job, is the woman that plays Lizzie, the waitress, is a descendant of John Carver.
Oh, fun.
So they thought it was cool in a little bit where she picks up the mask and puts it on of John Carver.
Oh, yeah.
She's
her
actual in the
ancestor.
sister. Yeah, exactly. Inside the house is written on the wall, Fight Mart. It's all been trashed. Eric calls it in as a crime scene, but Thomas is just pissed because they stole the axe because his commercial is supposed to be about slashing prices. Yeah. And he can't do that now without an
cutting
axe.
Brian, whatever,
Outside, we find that Jessica opens up to her dad to let him know that she's actually happy that the axe was stolen because she thinks they shouldn't be having another sale because having another sale doesn't fix last year. It just ignores that the events happened.
Mm-hmm. Then her stepmom comes up and she's like, of course, we can't have a moment alone or something like that.
Exactly. We get to the diner where the kids are all there. Gabby tells Lizzie they're ready to order. And she's like, this isn't Right Mart, honey. You got to wait your turn here. Yeah. She's all mad at them. And then this kid, Jacob, comes in.
Oh, wait. We forgot also when Bobby got his career ruined, he also ghosted everybody. So no one's seen him in a year, including his girlfriend.
That's right. That's right.
Jessica?
Yeah. Yes, good job. Yeah,
I did it. I remembered somebody, including Jessica. He just like cut off contact with her.
Right. So at the diner, this small kid named Jacob is going around passing flyers to the McCarty party, which is charging $25 a person. And we see that the group is sitting by the table, and Jessica's asking them to please be nice to Ryan. We find out that she's now dating Ryan because Bobby ghosted everybody. Ryan was there for her. Yeah. So it's been a year without talking to Bobby. Of course, she moved on. Yeah. And since he obviously showed interest in her, he seems like a nice guy.
He does, and I think that you like Bobby better than Ryan. But I'm like Ryan didn't do anything, never did anything wrong except be jealous of Bobby. That's like the only thing he did wrong.
I know.
And to Bobby, like if I was my boyfriend, just completely ghosted him, and it wasn't like they were just casually dating. Yeah. For like a month, which is still an asshole move. But like, but like they had a long-term relationship. She just gets ghosted after like a horrifying event.
But in the end of the day, Bobby's there to save her life.
Okay, but
at the end.
fine, but still.
But it wasn't enough, I guess.
I mean, I wouldn't say that he was a better boyfriend.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so Jessica's asking that her friends be nice to Ryan.
Because they liked Bobby, I guess, and they don't like Ryan.
Well, they say he doesn't fit in the group. They're all jocks.
Yeah, he's not a jock.
And so was Bobby.
He makes a point. I think he makes a point to say he's smart and he gets good grades and stuff.
Right. He's going to go to an Ivy League school and be well off.
Yeah.
The reputation.
He's like more into school rather than sports, I guess.
Right. And it sounds like he has money too, but so does Jessica.
Yeah, she's
Jessica
also rich.
comes from money.
Yeah.
But to win them over, he sits down at the table, asks them what they're going to do for the Pat Steelers game. And they said they're going to watch it at Scuba's house. And he says, well, you could do that, or you could watch it from the 50-yard line with me.
Yeah,
puts the tickets down.
Doing
he is
extra to win over her friends.
And it's funny because one of them looks over and is like, "Hey, he earned brownie points with you."
Yeah,
you can't assign brownie points out to a girlfriend, but she's actually really happy that he's making an effort to connect with them, and it's working. Yeah. So in that moment. Yeah, he's being a good guy.
Yeah, he's being a good guy the whole way through. Just saying.
No, I don't know about the whole way through.
Okay, well, we'll argue that point later. Continue.
Then the waitress comes over to say if they want to order. She refers to them as little shits. And while she's taking their order, we could see that someone with the John Carver mask is in there just eyeing them. Also, we see that Bobby is back in town, but he doesn't stop by to say hi.
Yeah.
Even though he later denies that he was in town this day, we did see him walk outside the diner.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
I think it was supposed to make us not believe him.
Maybe it was just supposed to be like maybe we don't trust Bobby moment.
Right. I think if we're trying to look for a reason he would have lied, it's so he's pretending to not ignore her when he ignored her the day before.
He's just being like a creeper, just looking at them without saying hi.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Like he's trying to pass it off that he's being cool later. Right. Yeah.
So now it's nighttime at the diner. Lizzie's closing up. She's about to leave when she sees a John Carver mask, and for some reason she goes to put it on again. And in the background while she's wearing it, we see that the killer is behind there in the window. She's going to leave. She gets attacked. She puts her hand up and he slices her hand. And they say it's a reference to Giallo films on that hand slices something.
The what film?
Giallo. It's a type of horror that came out in the 70s.
Oh,
from
it's
Italy.
Oh, it's like a genre.
It's a genre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where Dario Argento would have done a thing like that. A woman puts her hand up and her hand is cut. They thought they were trying to do an homage to him. Okay, gotcha. Right. But then John Carver grabs her, dumps her in water, opens the freezer, slams her body against the freezer door. Her fingertips and her face stick to the door.
This seems like an OSHA violation to have the freezer so cold. I don't think that's good for food either.
So she rips when she rips her hand away, her fingertips are gone, and part of her face is gone. And I know the director.
Was this like that? The fridge we had in the pharmacy. It was like negative 87 degrees Fahrenheit.
For the vaccines.
It's like that. Yeah. That's what kind of freezer they have, and they can store COVID vaccines in that freezer over there.
So she tries to use her phone, but because her fingertips were ripped off, the fingerprint won't work, and because her face is now unrecognizable, the phone won't open. But you point out she could have used
tap out your passcode, but
whatever. Maybe she was too panicked.
Yeah, I guess so.
But then she goes outside. She's looking for her keys. She can't find them. The car starts up without her, and she runs.
Yeah, runs into a wall for some reason. What is she gonna do?
She runs into a dumpster.
I know, but she runs towards a wall.
Yeah.
She could just run sideways. Run sideways, people. Sideways.
The car hits the dumpster as she's going in. The lid closes with such force that it chops her body in half. And we cut to the next day where McDreamy is walking up to a crowd to find her body sitting on top of the Right March star.
Half her body.
Half of her body next to a 50% off. Oh, man. And he orders the firemen who are already on their way up there to cover that body.
Yeah, that's really going to do it.
At the school, we see that Jacob is wearing dark sunglasses, and he just put up all these posters for the McCarty party, and this teacher's going and ripping them off everywhere, ripping them off the wall. Evan comes over, who we'd found out in another scene, tells him, hey, I'm not going to buy tickets to your party until you finish the homework I paid you to do.
Oh, yeah.
So he calls him over.
For him.
Yeah.
What was the glasses thing?
I think that was supposed to be a red herring as well.
But why?
But he said he was up really late because he not only had to write his paper, he had to write Evan's paper. And so he hands over Evan's paper, expects some money.
They just wanted to say that he was up late?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it was supposed to also
be a red herring. I never suspected him.
Yeah.
So it didn't work for me.
Tiny.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so he wants the money from Evan and he goes, I'll get you next week. And he says, you said that a month ago. He's like, I'm good for it, but this paper better be good. And he says, the teacher couldn't have written it better herself.
Which is funny in retrospect.
It is, completely. And then Evan gets a text and it's a picture, like an Instagram post of Lizzie's lower body on the right merch sign. He goes to the rest of the group and they've all been tagged in this photo.
Wait, have they already been tagged in like the Thanksgiving dinner
is right
table
where it
folder?
happens.
Oh, okay.
So they also see the photo and they all have places.
Yeah, it's like a Thanksgiving table.
But no one's sitting down.
Yeah, and then they have
nameplates.
Name tags. But I think, I feel like they got tagged in it at the fair thing or when they're doing the throwing axes.
Yeah, that happened earlier, but they didn't notice the names.
I know.
Until this moment.
But like, this is the funny part, is that they make a point to say, oh, our name tags are on there. But I'm like, girl, you've already been tagged in the photo. Mm-hmm. So like, what's the difference? Yeah. But whatever.
I get you. Then we get where Eric is now at the diner again. Detective Chu is in there, and our new deputy, Brett LaBelle. Mm-hmm. McDreamy wants to know if they've met, and they obviously have because they cussed each other out the day before.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
I know.
I was like, that's so funny because I did not know that was Chu, whatever. I didn't know he was the other guy in the car at first.
I didn't until the second watch.
Like, when they said, yeah, we've met or whatever, I'm like, oh, I guess. Because remember when he asked the waitress if they met? She's like, yeah, he was rude. And I thought this was another one of those things that they meant off screen. But, But right now, as you're recounting it, I realized that when they, quote, met was in the car.
When they were cussing each other out. Yeah, exactly. Then they find evidence of the video, both there at the diner and at Right Mart, that shows that someone in a John Carver outfit killed her and then lowered the body onto the star. Outside the school, Jessica's trying to convince her dad to close the store, but he says he won't be threatened into closing the store, but they need to go over to the police. Scuba thinks it's a good idea to DM the killer back saying, come and get me, but they stop him from doing that.
I mean, yeah, why not?
And then we see Mitch's van across the parking lot, and Jessica's about to go for it.
Mitch, I'm like, who is Mitch? Oh, he's the husband
manager,
of Gina Gershon.
Right, he was the manager of the
his
Right
wife
Mart,
got killed
but he
by the car shopping cart.
And he doesn't work anymore. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So his van drives away, but Jessica's trying to go for it when either Evan or Scuba grabs her and pulls her back because McCarty's pulling up in his truck with his McCarty Firearms sign on it, or Plymouth Firearms, and he's there to tell him, like, hey, if you need protection, I can sell you protection. And Scuba says, only you would have the balls to sell guns at a high school. I should kick your ass right now. He's like, hey, I'm joking, man. I'm here to sell alcohol. Which is awesome. But he's the guy that's throwing the big party. Yeah,
apparently his party is just an excuse for, he's just going to provide alcohol to underage kids.
It sounds like a deal.
But they only have to pay $25 for unlimited alcohol?
That's what I'm saying. It's a deal.
It is a deal.
I mean, I know we'll see it later, but it sounds like they get into way more stuff than just alcohol. Oh, man. At the sheriff's station, Eric and Detective Chu are asking Jessica if there's anyone that she might be able to identify from the photos or the videos that are posted online for the Black Friday event. They've exhausted all their resources to identify people. And she admits to letting the people in the store beforehand. So McDreamy asks for time with her alone. So Detective Chu leaves the office. Mm-hmm. And then we see the other 4 members of the team are talking to Brett, the deputy, just showing them that all their nameplates there. He goes, it's a little hard to see, but it says Scuba. And he makes this joke of like, why are you called Scuba? He goes, oh, well, my last name is Dybing. So Scuba Dybing. Mm-hmm. And he goes, what's your real first name? He goes, Claude. He goes, yeah, Scuba's better. Yeah. Just funny. But interesting, Eli Roth and Jeff, the writer, went to high school with a guy named Scuba. And so they wanted to use his name, but they wanted to ask permission. But it's not like they were still friends with him. Yeah. So they had to ask somebody to ask him. Oh, yeah. And they got permission through the grapevine to use his name in the movie because they just thought it would be right to do it. I just thought it was kind of funny. Eric tells Jessica he knows she's in a difficult position. Eric is McDreamy. Mm-hmm. If I switch back and forth.
I think so.
But he doesn't know what happened to those cameras last year. He doesn't want to know. All he knows is that he's got to do the right thing, and it's now a matter of life and death. And she nods in agreement. She leaves the sheriff's station and Bobby's there, calls her name, and they go for a little walk around the neighborhood.
Yeah, he has like a tow truck or something.
Yeah,
and he said he's helping out his family, his uncle. Yeah.
He apologizes, saying he didn't ghost her. He ghosted everybody.
Okay, so that's no different. But
that's no different, right? Yeah. But he also claims he wasn't there the day before, even though they saw him.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm either this is just like making him a suspect, or I don't know. I guess that is what it is.
Yeah.
But I guess, like you said, it could just be him being embarrassed.
Yeah, and during the scene, she apologizes for asking him to go in with her to Right Mark because he did want to stay outside.
Yeah.
But he lets her off the hook saying...
He could have just
have said no, even though he did try to.
Yeah.
But he's telling her, like, don't feel guilty.
Well, I think he also said that he had ghosted her because he was mad at her at first.
Oh, that's right.
For making him go in, but that's not really her fault.
But then she opens up to him that what's bothering her is that she saw Kathleen delete all the security footage that day, but that she knows there's a backup system and that it's good for 1 year, meaning that tomorrow on Thanksgiving, I think it's Thanksgiving, it's the next day, I could be wrong. But whatever, Thanksgiving night, the footage would delete itself.
Yeah.
So they need to get in there.
Her dad has a backup.
Yeah, so she'd have to get in there and recover it beforehand. But they make a lap somewhere along the way. They get coffee because they're holding coffee. They never show that.
Okay.
They make it back to. They make it back to the. Well, I mentioned it because we got coffee.
Oh,
and when we get back and we hit play, all of a sudden those two characters are holding coffee. I'm like, hilarious. They got coffee too.
Oh.
Which I thought was funny. And then Ryan walks up and Bobby's like, "Oh, I'll get rid of him." And then he's shocked to find out
they're dating.
Yeah. Ryan gives her a peck on the cheek. I can't tell if she's a little embarrassed or not. But
I think it's just awkward. Right?
It's just a little awkward, right? And then Eric, the sheriff, comes out and says, "Bobby, welcome back. Sorry to ruin the reunion, but I need to see you in my office," because he wants to question him next. Then we see the killers watching TV. Hank's giving another update, and we pan over to the killer wall, and we see that Manny. It says security ? And then it says ran away. And so then we cut to Manny's apartment. And he's there packing because he's going to flee to the Dominican Republic. And he's telling his cat Dewey that he'll be back soon and that someone named Gina down the hall will be taking care of him. He puts down his passport on the table. He goes to the window to see the Uber driver.
Okay, I just want to say this is a 1-bedroom apartment, all right?
Yeah.
There's 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
The living room and the kitchen. Okay? All right, continue.
Sure.
So he has a couch. He has a coffee table. He has like a little side table near the couch. He puts
his passport
on the side table. The window is like, if he faces the window, his back is to the side table.
Yeah. Okay. All this is on the other side of the couch, though.
Okay, but
it's a little ridiculous.
But anyway,
you're
continue.
Right. It's ridiculous.
I just want to set the scene.
Yeah. So he walks back and his passport's gone. So the killer grabbed it. He's looking at. We saw him. He starts searching his pockets.
He's trying to flee. He starts looking in his bag. He can't find his passport.
He can't find his passport. He goes to the bedroom and it's not there. He hears something.
How would he not? Okay, so here's what we're assuming, right? Is that the killer is behind the couch. But how would he not notice when he went to the bedroom? I guess he crawled over to the side of the couch.
No, because the bedroom is on that side of the couch. Behind the couch is the kitchen. He never crosses to this side of the couch until the killer jumps up.
Is the couch pointing towards, like, the back of the couch pointing towards the kitchen?
It is.
Oh.
So it is possible, but stupid, that the killer would assume that he would go to the bedroom first and not the kitchen. Because if he went to the kitchen first, the killer would have been on the ground like, "Hi."
Hello. Anyway, the point of it is that when we watched this, I reenacted this scene. And I don't think that I would have been able to grab the passport without anybody noticing.
It's hard because I knew you were coming.
I know, but even if you didn't, this is the quietest guy in the whole wide world to be able to crawl over, grab the passport, crawl back behind the couch. And he's taller than me.
Yeah.
So, like, I think you would have noticed it in your peripherals. Just saying. Anyway, okay, so he comes out of the bedroom. He didn't find it.
He comes out of the bedroom. He hears something. He grabs a baseball bat. He yells, "I'm a security guard. I kill people every fucking day." And I'm thinking,
yeah, no way.
I used to be a security guard. If I killed people every day, I'd be fired and arrested.
You'd be fired and arrested after day one.
After day one.
Yeah.
You don't get he killed one person, but it was
It's not like being 007. License to kill.
Exactly. So then he's looking over to his cat and he tells his cat, Dewey, tell me where he's at. And his cat actually looks towards his right.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he's in the kitchen. Great. So he's coming and he doesn't realize the killer's behind the couch. As he passes the killer, he gets stabbed by a turkey carver, an electric turkey carver, in the gut. And then the killer wraps the cord around his neck, pulls the cord tight enough that it decapitates him. Which is just as believable as the dumpster ripping someone's body in half.
I can't disagree with that.
Right? So you already know how ridiculous it is.
I don't think this is the least. I don't even think this is the most ridiculous kill, is it? And I don't think so. We'll see.
Tell me. You tell me.
We'll be down the line. We'll see.
As the killer's leaving, he hears the cat meow. Looks over. Dewey is sitting by his food bowl. So he goes over, pours some food in the cat's bowl. Pets his head, a little pet. And then walks out.
And I believe I said, "Oh."
And when he walks out, his bag hits the electric carver, which turns it back on. And starts cutting him again. Now,
and that cat will eat his face.
Well, but Gina, the neighbor down the thing, is going to come check on the cat. So she'll find the body, probably adopt the cat.
Okay. Well, the cat will eat his owner's face.
Eventually.
No, they do it right away.
Right away?
Well, when they get hungry.
Oh, no, he can't because the killer took his head with him.
Oh, that's right. But
he left the body. Right. You're right. But anyway, Eli Roth put this in there because he's always worried when you see an animal in a horror movie.
He specifically mentioned
that
somebody's going to come check on the cat.
And had the killer feed him so he knew right away that he wouldn't have to wait a day and go hungry a day. That we have a nice killer here who cares about animals.
That's nice.
I think that's awesome.
That's really funny.
We have a scene here where Jessica's going to bed. She calls Bobby. He doesn't answer. She calls Ryan. He doesn't answer. I don't get why Ryan didn't answer either. But she gives that bracelet with her mom in it a kiss and says, "Good night, Mom."
Yeah. And
then we see the killer is placing Manny's head on a plate that had his name tag on it for dinner. Behind him is the upper body of Lizzie sitting at the table as well. They had to do a full half body cast of Lizzie, which I think is interesting. But those heads looked amazing.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't seen this movie, the heads look realistic.
They do.
We get the police doing a briefing about that they got some evidence from one of the local areas. So they're going out to look everywhere, trying to search everywhere. We see Jessica looking at the footage while Bobby's waiting outside for her. While this is happening, Ryan pulls up, sees Bobby's truck there and gets really upset and drives off. I want to say that the house that Ryan looks at with the truck in front of it is way smaller than the house when she walks out of. It's like a mansion.
Yeah.
They're completely different houses. They look nothing alike. And I'm like, what? It looked like a one story house with a small garage. And when she walks out is this massive mansion. And I'm like, what happened between these two scenes? So I don't know. But we see a scene where Ryan's all a little upset, and I get it because his girlfriend's with another guy.
Yeah.
But
her ex-boyfriend.
Right.
Who she didn't even break up with. He broke up with her by just ghosting.
Yeah. So
and her ex-boyfriend was rude to Ryan.
Yes.
For no reason, as far as I know, from the beginning, like except for he likes his girlfriend.
Right.
But I don't even think he was being very like disrespectful or anything. He just invited her to come to a party or whatever.
Well, I think they was supposed to be another red herring.
Well, yeah.
Like we see him upset. He had this face of like, I'm upset, I'm pissed off as he drives off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all I was trying to say.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just defending poor Ryan again.
I know. Poor pretty Ryan.
Poor Ryan.
Starved
nothing
zombies
happens
1
to
through
Ryan,
3.
by the way. Spoiler, nothing happens to Ryan.
I know.
So I shouldn't even feel bad for Ryan.
So just then, as Jessica's printing off pictures from the computer instead of, as you pointed out, using a jump drive to copy the security footage.
Yeah. She's making hard copies of the pictures.
Her dad comes over, Thomas, and says that he realized...
Did she notice the footage of Ryan yet? Or is that later?
Yeah, she did. This was her last picture she printed out.
So she notices that Ryan was talking to the security guard.
Doug.
And he had said that he didn't know anybody at for his friend that he was with. He didn't know anybody at the Black Friday event. But you see him like hugging the security guard, like their butts.
Yes, exactly.
So he lied.
Right. Which is supposed to give us more...
So now we're like, uh-oh.
More reason to suspect him.
Yeah.
But we get this scene where Thomas comes up to apologize to Jessica, his daughter, to say that after their mom died, he had a hole in his heart. And he dove into his work until he met Kathleen that made him feel alive again. And he overlooked any flaws she might have had, which might have made Jessica's life harder. So he apologizes for that, but he just wants to be there.
Yeah, so they have a nice moment.
Yeah, they do.
And they hug and everything.
Right. She gets outside. She sees Bobby. He says, "Did you find anything?" She said, "Yeah," but she wants to go. She doesn't want to tell him right now. We get to the police station where they're identifying everybody that they can identify at the thing. This is where Eli Roth realized that they named everybody in this movie with an L. And they didn't mean to, or a lot of people. Because they're like, okay, that's Lizzie. That's Lionel. He's the mascot every year.
Yeah.
That's either Larry or Lonnie. And they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Every character's an L. Which is pretty funny. And then Bobby can tell that something's wrong with Jessica, and she pulls out the last photo of Ryan to give to Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah.
And he says, it might be nothing. And Bobby's like, don't worry, I'll go take care of this today. And she's like, calm down. He said it might be nothing. He goes, fine. I'll act like everything's normal. I won't act like you lied to everybody.
Yeah. And Patrick Dempsey says, you can't trust anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We get back to the school, and one student is reading his report, saying, and that's why I'll never celebrate Thanksgiving this year or any year to come. He's so sad. He pulls up his shirt to wipe his tears, and we see that he has perfect abs.
Yeah, he's like,
and all these girls are swooning over him. They're like, oh, it'll be okay. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I was like,
funny.
oh my gosh. The teacher calls Evan to go next. Evan gets up and starts to read this paper. And when he sits down, the teacher says that she enjoyed him reading it almost as much as she enjoyed writing it for her blog. And then Evan looks at Jacob, and Jacob gives him a little wink. Because he's always been a jerk to Jacob.
Yeah.
He's demanding him to do his homework. Without paying him, so he got him back. As we leave the classroom, we see that guy that gave the report. Two girls like hugging him, like it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
As they walk off, and Evan's like, I'm going to kill that guy. And Scuba jokes saying, hey, you might be dead before you get charged with plagiarism. And Gabby's like, hey, that's not funny. And he goes, like, you're right. Plagiarism's a serious issue.
Yeah, that was a cute joke.
And then we have this meeting where they're all in the beautician school.
Yeah.
Like they have like a room there where they're all sitting in front of a mirror discussing who all the suspects are. Some people think it's Mitch. Some people think it's Ryan. Some people think it's Bobby. And they're all like debating over who could be this whole time.
Mm-hmm. So our suspects so far, Mitch, the guy whose wife got killed.
Right.
Bobby, the ex-boyfriend whose arm got broken. 3, Ryan for some reason, just because he lied about knowing somebody.
About Doug. Yeah.
I'm poor Ryan. Justice for Ryan, I mean.
Whatever. Doug was crushed by a mob. Justice for Doug.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, of course.
Evan and Scooby. Oh, I keep saying Scooby. Evan and Scuba.
Scuba's like one of the nicer people in this movie.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
They're kind of like jerkies, a lot of them.
Evan is much more of a jerk. Yeah.
His girlfriend
Yulia
is Yulia Scuba's girlfriend? No, Yulia's Scuba's girlfriend. Isn't she?
Yeah, Gabby's Evan's girlfriend.
Gabby's like whatever, but she's kind of
she's not.
She just doesn't
Gabby's
care.
Nice.
But she doesn't care that her boyfriend's a jerk.
Oh, that's true.
Yulia's whatever. And then I don't know anything about her, to be honest. Her name's Yulia. Yeah. And then Scuba's like actually pretty nice. And Jessica's nice. Always, she's the main character. And that angelic Ryan, he's such a sweet guy.
Oh my god.
Anyway, just kidding.
I can't stand him. Anyway, all right. Evan and Scuba want to go buy guns from McCarty and take out all the suspects one at a time. Gabby tells him that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Jessica asks him to let the police handle it, but Evan says if we don't do something, we're all going to end up 50% off. Yeah. And then Ryan calls, but Jessica doesn't answer it.
Yeah, Bobby and Ryan call, I think.
Oh, no, just
at this point,
scene,
it's just Ryan.
It's just Ryan. And then we cut to him wearing a pilgrim outfit.
Yeah, so now we're like,
And he walks out, and he's part of the float because she asked him to be part of the float.
The parade, yeah. So it's like...
And he runs into Bobby, who's there. They have a little tiff. He's like, if you weren't leaving soon, I'd bust your teeth out. And he goes, who said I'm leaving?
Yeah.
Then we cut to Lonnie.
Well, they both have access to this pilgrim outfit. We know that.
Yes, that's true. That's true. We cut to Lonnie, who's the guy from Hanover, who's motivating his fellow students working out by calling them pussies and girls. Mm-hmm. We see the cheerleaders are practicing in the room next to them. And then a cheerleader named Amy comes over and flags him down. So he leaves. He puts another guy named Neil in charge, and all the guys laugh because they know what they're going off to do. Mm-hmm. On the way, they passed through like a drama wardrobe because they were putting on like a Thanksgiving Day drama production, is what according to the directors. He said, hey, the coach said we're not allowed to have sex. And she's like, fine, I'll just tease you a little then.
Yeah.
And so she has him sit down. She jumps on this trampoline, which is right out of the trailer.
Yeah, but I'm just like, why?
Logistically, this does not make sense either.
Why is there a giant trampoline? This is like one of those big trampolines that you have like in a backyard. Why do they have that in this like theater area?
Right. Well, the theater area led into a gymnasium.
And then they have a giant trampoline in there? Whatever.
Yeah, I feel like she would have had to move it into the center of the room.
Oh, no.
That's a lot of work for that.
She's a trampoline.
Logistically, though, the kill, like of all these kills that don't make sense, how would you hold a knife against the bottom? If her body weight landed, your arm would get hurt.
No, it doesn't make sense.
The whole body weight landed on it, right?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, when she's jumping up and down on the trampoline and she's like pulling up her skirt so he can see her butt or whatever.
Right. She takes off her panties, but Lonnie doesn't get to see any of this because his head is twisted.
Well, I know, but that was the point of the trampoline.
Yes.
Yeah, he sits her down. Then, the killer sneaks up behind him and twists his head all the way around like a normal human could do to a head.
Right. And then he sneaks under the trampoline without her noticing, sticks up a knife. She lands, it cuts her feet, but she still has enough force to send her back up in the air. She tries to land on all fours, but the knife cuts her hand. And then she bounces twice more as it stabs her side.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the first knife to the foot would make you fall down.
Yep.
And then at the end. But instead,
you wouldn't keep bouncing.
She keeps bouncing up and down.
Right, exactly.
The knife.
So we were at Hanover. Now we're back at...
Yeah, but she gets killed. Yeah, she gets killed. So now...
She's not dead, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Not yet. But she's pretty much
the bodies are just
She's
missing.
Almost dead. But the other sports team guy is dead. Obviously, his neck got turned around. Yes. And she's been stabbed and now captured.
But no one's found their bodies.
Oh, did she get, like, tranquilized, too, I think, maybe?
Yeah, he's using tranks for everybody, right?
Yeah.
We cut to the other high school, Plymouth East, where...
Back to our main group.
Main group. And the police have a huge presence here.
Kids and coats because they're not kids. They're like 25-year-olds.
Right. As if...
Yeah.
That's so they can be pretty and we don't feel guilty about thinking they're pretty.
Okay.
Because they're 25-year-olds.
Sure, yeah.
Anyway, there's a police presence here at this school. Like if the kids went missing from this school, and my first watch through, I was so confused. I'm like, if the kids at the rival school went disappearing, why are a police presence huge here? But I think it's just because they know the killer's going after people at Right Mart, and these kids were at Right Mart.
I guess.
So, I mean, that's the only way I can justify to myself.
Knows,
but to tell them that the game's closed, Scuba...
Oh, maybe they had already been at the other school. Now they're going to this school. Yeah.
Maybe. Evan runs off. He's pissed off. Scuba's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to go play the game. Because you can't play without a team, you moron. He goes, watch me. So he goes off. Patrick Dempsey's character comes up to tell him they shouldn't split apart and they should go home. He says this to Gabby and Jessica, and instantly Gabby's like, I'll go get him. And Jessica's, I'll go wait in the school by myself.
Yeah, instead of waiting in the group of police officers.
They instantly split up. There's a deleted scene here where we see how Gabby convinces him to come back. She promises a hand job. If he gets to go back, she'll go to the locker room. So when they're going up for him to go change back out of his uniform, that's why she's going with him. But they cut it from the movie.
Okay.
But on their way back, when they're back in regular clothes, they see a recycle bin, wheelbarrow. And they're like, Evan's like, that's weird. And then the killer comes out, darts them both. We don't see that. That's a deleted scene. I'm sorry.
We don't see what happens to them at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we cut to Jessica getting a text from Gabby asking her to come join them over there. She goes over. She's trying to text the phone. She hears a ding from the wheelbarrow. She picks it up.
Yeah, it's like a trash can. Like a, whatever. Like a dumpster.
But it's a wheelbarrow, though.
I thought it was like a dumpster. Was it a wheelbarrow?
But it rolls. I don't know.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Anyway. Okay. Maybe. Whatever.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a giant plastic receptacle and it has the phone in it.
Yes. So she picks it up, shuts off the screen, and she sees that right behind her is the killer. I did skip over something I want to mention. I apologize. Back when they're telling them that the game is off, McCarty's in the back of his truck and he shoots off one of those old timey rifles and yells blunderbuss. Yeah. And they're like, what the fuck? Yeah. McCarty, what the fuck? And McCarty's dad's like, sorry, Sheriff, my kid's a fucking idiot. And he goes, I was going to fire it off if they won the game. It's just gunpowder. It's fine. This, just because it was my favorite line in the movie. Eric McDreamy says fucking Gooba Chuca. Like the way he says it.
Yeah.
He's like,
Gooba Chuca.
fucking Gooba Chuca, which apparently was something that Patrick Dempsey would have said in high school, or he heard people say it all the time in high school in that area. So they thought they would include it. But I just thought it was so funny. Now back to Jessica. She grabs the phone, she turns it off, and in the reflection, she sees the killer's behind her.
Yeah.
So she's able to duck as the axe is coming for her head. Yeah. And we get this chase scene. She runs down the hall.
I want to just say at this point, I've ruled out Mitch because this guy looks too fit to be Mitch.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I ruled him out.
Interestingly, though,
Yeah.
they had different actors dressed as the killer in different scenes
So I
throw
shouldn't
you
have
off.
used...
Yeah.
To throw you off.
Yeah. That's what they said.
To throw you off.
That's what they said.
That's hilarious. Okay, well then I guess I shouldn't have used that as a clue.
Yeah, I just think that's funny. He let a lot of different actors wear the costume in different scenes they wanted to use it in.
Yeah, okay.
But in the biggest scenes, it is the killer who it is.
Yeah.
It is the killer who it is.
Well, anyway, I was going to say, yeah, because I'm like, because he's kind of like, he just has a completely different body type than the killer does. So I'm like, not him.
And you're right about Bobby. His hair wouldn't fit.
It's too curly. It wouldn't fit.
His hair would not have fit behind his
I
mask.
ruled out Bobby. So at this point, my only guesses were my beloved Ryan, which I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
There's no way it was Ryan. Also, Ryan had no motive. Okay. 2, I thought maybe it was the deputy sheriff. Yeah. Because they kept just bringing him, naming him. They kept like name checking him, but he does nothing. So I'm like, why is he even here except to be the killer?
All right, so then she's running down the hall, screaming for help, and she ends up hiding in the beautician school that they were at earlier. She puts her head up against a table like she's faking as part of the mannequins that are the mannequin heads.
Yeah.
The character comes in, he's swinging the axe.
Which is like, to me, why don't you just run around the table? Like, you go to the ends of the table, he chases you around the table, you run around to the other side of the table.
And you run out the room.
And then run out the room.
Yeah, exactly.
And not hide.
So she's hiding like her head's one of them. What's funny about the scene is they use the real school. The script was never written that she was going to hide in the beautician school area. Yeah. But cosmetology. Right? Yeah. But when they saw that the school had one, they're like, this is perfect. Yeah. So they had that earlier scene where they're in there dialoguing, and now this of her hiding in there.
Yeah, she just like makes her head look like one of the like.
So the killer
fake
behind the
heads.
scenes, the killer is allowed to chop certain things, but he couldn't mess with so many heads because they were like people's semester long projects. And if he were to hit them, the kids would have come back to school and been devastated. Yeah. So they were like, absolutely under no circumstances hit these heads with an axe, which is kind of funny. So Jessica's reaching over for some scissors, and she knocks down a can of Jersey hairspray, which is something they made for this movie. And they thought, well, very good final girl kind of thing. She actually uses that as a weapon to spray it in his eyes. And then he's swinging blind, knocking over heads as she runs and finally makes it out of the school. And then we cut to outside, and Eric is questioning her about what she saw. She said, she said she saw that he was in a pilgrim outfit wearing a John Carver mask. And then she doesn't remember anything else. And he tells her, well, if you can, remember any small details. That's how these guys get caught. But she can't think of anything. Scuba and Yulia are there waiting for her. Bobby runs up, puts a jacket on Jessica. Then Ryan shows up, and in a hilarious move where I was like, what a dick. He like pushes the jacket off before hugging her.
It was really smooth. That was really funny.
It was funny.
He like when he goes to hug her, he like knocks the jacket off.
Then Ryan and Bobby get into an argument there. Ryan says that everything was going fine until Bobby showed back up in town, and Bobby brings up that Ryan lied about knowing Doug, and Ryan tells him that he's an idiot, that Doug was a drug dealer, and he was selling him Adderall because that's what smart kids do to get in Ivy League schools, and so that kids like you can grow up to tow our Porsches if we need it.
Yeah, so there he is a jerk. He's a snobby jerk right there.
Yeah, he's a little bit snobby
jerk. But in his defense, Bobby was a jerk to him too, so...
So, poor Doug. He's not there to defend himself. Why do we think that we're going to take Ryan's word that Doug was a drug dealer? I don't know.
Well, he was, though.
According to this one kid.
I know, but that is what happened, though.
How do we know that's what happened?
We have no evidence against it.
Because he's not there to defend himself.
What about Ryan's friends?
Scott?
Yeah, maybe he gets asked too.
Maybe.
Behind the scenes.
I don't know. Maybe. Just then, Yulia's dad drives up, grabs her, tells her, get in the car.
Yeah,
we're
he's like
leaving
Russian.
Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, she says, where are we going? And he just says, Florida. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah, and then apparently this guy was a big favorite in all the screenings. They were like more of her dad. Like her dad is hilarious. Then Scuba says that Evan was right and that we need to go to McCarty. So we cut to the McCarty party. A kid's running out vomiting. McCarty tells Jacob, who's this tiny little kid, is acting like the bouncer.
Yeah, he has like aviators at night on, and like he has this like velvet rope, but it's like not blocking anything.
Yeah. And he's like, we got another satisfied customer, give him a shirt. And so he gives him a shirt that says another satisfied customer, and he uses it to clean up his vomit. Just then a group of 4 kids show up. One of them, the one doing the most talking, is played by Alexander Elliott, who I know from the Hardy Boys TV show. He played Joe Hardy. Okay. He just happened to be near enough, filming near enough that they're like, hey, let's use him real quick. But they want to ask if the party's going well. And he tells them how when Black Sabbath fired Ozzy, he thought it was nowhere. But then they got a new lead singer that it rocked the place. And that kid's like, who's Black Sabbath? Yeah. So he kicks him off his land. Get out of get him away from my house. Then Jessica shows up, and McCarty instantly knows that he wants.
I guess he called him beforehand. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So he tells Jacob, we're going to the VIP room. So they close the front door. He brings the rope with him all the way up there. Yeah, this is
really funny.
To close the VIP.
So that he can make it a VIP room.
And stands there like a guard. And in there, I love this scene because McCarty has guns hidden everywhere. He opens a guitar case, and there's 3 really massive guns in there. Yeah. He has
like all these hidden like weapon stashes. It's like one of those like spy movies where you open like the refrigerator and there's a gun and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not in our refrigerator.
Right. So, right before we get in the room though, we see like 5 kids that are way too young and way too stoned out.
They're like really kids.
He says they've been there like 3 days and they're just staring at a static TV because they had too much white Zinfandel or something he called it.
Yeah, swine.
Okay. Well, they are just, But in the room, he opens a guitar case. Scuba pulls out a gun, and he says it's for fighting off things like zombies during a post-apocalyptic America.
Yeah, he says like for shooting bears or zombies. Yeah. It's like this huge gun.
Right. And then he goes, how about something else? So he puts it back, goes to a boombox, hits 2 buttons, and it unlocks. And inside the case is a .44 Magnum. And he says, the great part about this is you get bonus points if you say a dirty, hairy line while shooting people, which I think is hilarious.
He's like, no, it's too.
He's like, do you have any regular human-sized gun? So he goes over to a dresser. He pushes the bottom, and it reveals a false bottom. And in there is an automatic rifle, but next to it is a small gun, which he calls a SIG 226, which is a 9mm full-size handgun. I had to look that up. Then he asks Jessica, calling her right Mart, what she wants. And he offers her a belt with a knife in it, but she says...
hidden knife in the belt buckle,
But she says that she's with Scuba, and Scuba will protect her. So they're driving over to Yulia's house now. Yulia's like, doesn't think he should have a gun. He's never held one. He doesn't know how to use one. Mm-hmm. She hangs up because she's like, apparently I'm going to Florida. I have to pack. I'm too stressed right now.
Jessica says about how she knows how to fire a musket or something like that when they're in, because that becomes relevant.
That was a big deal. I think
she says that when they're in McCurdy. No?
Oh, she does. You're right. In that room.
She does,
He's like, what about you? She said, oh, I had to fire a musket once and I almost blew my hands off. And he goes, yeah, those things are crazy. But she had mentioned it earlier when filming the commercial.
Oh, okay.
She said that her dad takes it so seriously that one day he made me load the thing over and over and over again. Yeah. And I almost blew my hand off. So she mentions it twice before. That's when she mentions it. Okay. Yeah, because it's important. You're right. Yeah. And if I didn't mention it, I should.
Well, whatever.
So we see Yulia about to put a contact lens in.
Yeah, you get a real close up. This is for people who would get grossed out for eyes.
Right. They kept teasing this eye thing, but the eye thing never happened. No. She goes out to look for her dad. Her dad was just wearing headphones, scares the crap out of her, a jump scare.
Well, at this point, I think the murderer had already killed the security guard or the police officer.
He didn't kill. He used a dart gun just to knock him out.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
because I really think the killer didn't want to kill anybody.
I think you're right.
That didn't matter. Other people do die during the parade scene.
Yeah, you're right.
But not because
he wasn't just indiscriminately killing.
Right.
He's
He
only
was
going after
knocking
these
people out, right?
But yeah, he had knocked out the police officer who was like guarding their house.
And he was about to eat this corn, and we see the corn roll. So we see these little corn grabbers things that have little smiley faces on them, which come into play in a little bit.
So and then so we do know that the killer is in the house.
Yeah.
And she hears something or whatever, and she yells for her dad. Anyway,
he doesn't hear her.
Yeah, but he comes in
headphones.
and turns. So he like pops up, and it's just her dad, and he's wearing headphones,
and he's listening to Russian opera,
something loud, so he can't hear her. Yeah. And he's like, "Here, hurry up, we're going to Florida."
Yeah. So she finally gets her contacts in. Downstairs, her dad finds the deputy knocked out on the floor. And then the killer knocks him out too with the dart gun. As he's yelling Yulia, and she's like, "I'm almost done."
Yeah.
The phone rings again. She's such in a rush to get to the phone.
But first, she cleans her ears out with Q-tips.
Hold up. She doesn't.
Did that not happen yet?
She's about to.
Oh, okay.
But on her way to the phone, the killer's standing right next to her on that wall, and she walks
Did
right
I not
past.
Notice
You
that?
did not. It is quiet. It is the killer.
I could probably get killed by this killer.
This killer's standing on this side of the wall. She walks past him to rush to the phone, and when she's on the phone, she's cleaning her ears.
Ugh.
Now that we tease the eyes, we're gonna tease the ears.
That got me.
Yeah, she's on video chat when the killer
that.
grabs the little corn holders that were in that corner of the cob that he stopped with his foot, and now he stabs her in the ears with them.
Nothing creeps me out more than when people are cleaning out their ears with Q-tips.
Really?
You're supposed to clear the outside,
I know
but
what
not
you're
the
supposed
inside.
to do.
All that does, first off, is pack the wax further into your ears.
I'm gonna disagree because I studied this in like human anatomy.
So did I.
Certain races of people have different types of earwax. I would say that my earwax is more moist and therefore is grabbed by the Q-tip because it yanks it out.
All right.
It like absorbs into that Q-tip and pulls it out.
Okay, but generally there's two things. One, you can pack your wax further into your ears, so you're not really helping by doing that.
Yeah.
Two, the wax is in your ears for a reason.
But too much wax needs to be removed.
No, I don't think
I've had doctors definitely tell me that I need to remove my wax.
I think that, I don't know, maybe so. And then three, you can definitely pierce your eardrum by sticking,
if you're doing it too hard.
Sticking your Q-tip too far into your
know.
ear. You got to be very gentle. I'll say that.
I use them.
But it really creeps me out.
3 times a week.
It really creeps me out. I'm like, anytime I see someone using a Q-tip on their ear, I'm like, I can't.
Oh, okay. So she's on the floor in pain. She rips out those holders from her ear. I don't know if it messes up her equilibrium, but she can't even crawl away from the killer. You mentioned that bothered you.
It's like, so this is a real off-topic side story, but well, it's not off-topic, but it is a side story. There's this cartoon. Okay, it's a kid's cartoon, like King Arthur something or another. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like one of those off-brand Disney movies. They had like that Princess and the Swan movie. You might not know. Okay, whatever. Anyway, it was that same company. Anyway, they made like a King Arthur something Camelot, I think it was called. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
The point is, there's a scene where he gets hit in the arm or something, and then he like cannot walk, or he like something like that. So when I was young, me and my friends we used to call it King Arthur syndrome, when you like get like a minor injury and then you're just like in movies and then you just like can't move. Anyway, so she's got King Arthur syndrome because she got her ears hurt. But yeah, maybe she's just in so much pain she's having a hard time.
Sure. The killer picks up the phone to show Scuba and Jessica her on the floor, which almost makes them a crash. Then he turns off the phone. We cut to Scuba and Jessica arriving. Scuba already has the gun out. There's all this construction going on in the house, so he leads them into the part of the room with construction, and he's holding Yulia with one hand with a knife in it and holding a phone up in the other hand to show them that Evan and Gabby are still alive. Mm-hmm. They don't know what to do. Scuba's holding the gun, asking Jessica, what do I do? What do I do, Jess? What do I do? And Yuli's like, you better shoot him. You better shoot him. Just shoot him. So he pulls the trigger, realizes the safety was on because McCarty told him to leave the safety on.
So he doesn't shoot himself by accident.
Right. And so...
Which he probably would have.
Right. So he goes to try to take the safety off. The killer uses this moment to push Julia onto a table saw, which cuts her hand, and then her body falls on and chops her. Scuba runs over to pull her off. Her intestines are already outside of her body, and she lands on the floor with him. And in his panic state, he keeps asking Jessica, Jess, what do I do? What do I do? Jess, what do I do? But there's nothing to do. She's dead.
Yeah.
And we cut to Jessica on her couch in shock, and the police are there. The father's saying, we're not going to the parade.
We're going to close the store too.
Right.
Finally.
Well, yeah.
I
But
guess he hasn't
first,
said that part
yeah,
yet.
Kathleen is saying, we have extra security guard for the store so we can leave the store open, but I'm not going to that parade. But Jessica convinces them to not only close the store, but if they don't set a trap for the killer, they're going to be running for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, and I think her dad is like making an effort to like listen to her
I think so too. Yeah.
after their talk.
Because he tells Kathleen, I put my foot down, we're closing the store.
Yeah.
And if we don't do this now, we're going to be running for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Jessica asks Eric, the sheriff, if they can set a trap. He says that what they'll do is they'll pretend like the warehouse where all the floats are kept is empty when they return. So that'll be a perfect opportunity for the killer to strike. But the cops will all be hiding so he can't tell. And when he goes, it'll all be over.
Yeah. It'll be a trap.
So we cut to the parade the next day. We see that a boy named Lionel, who is the one who him and Lizzie's shopping carts ran into Amanda's head, is putting on the mascot. As Jessica and Scuba are getting onto the float, McCarty comes up to give her a ring to wear for good luck, saying her father survived the war with this ring.
Yeah.
She doesn't realize what it is yet. And as McCarty's walking away, his dad's like, good job. Like, you gave her a weapon without her knowing
Well, we don't
she
know
doesn't
that yet,
know.
but yeah.
Yeah, but that's why the dad's like, good job.
Yeah.
Like, you gave her a weapon.
Yeah, because we find out later it has like a little knife in the ring.
Yeah, when he twists it, a knife pops out, which is pretty cool. As the parade's going on, we see that we have a big police presence. The mayor's in a car, is waving. Behind him, McCarty's on a thing with a big rock that says Plymouth Rocks.
They're playing music.
And he's playing rock music. Jacob's next to him dancing. Jessica's in the float behind that one. And we see that a lot of people are wearing Carver masks. The police are stopping them to see who's under the Carver mask. But there are a lot of people wearing them.
Yeah.
We see that behind that float is a circus. It's like Boston Circus. Then we see Mitch dressing up in the outfit with the pilgrim hat and
the Carver mask.
The Carver mask. So we're like, oh my gosh, is it Mitch? Is he going to strike now?
Yeah.
Although he dresses nothing like the killer.
And he has a different body type, although I guess it doesn't matter.
So he runs out there and he's holding a sign, Thanksgiving, not thanks buying.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
protesting.
just doing like a protest. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's people are yelling, down with Reitmar, down with Reitmar. The police have to escort him out.
Yeah.
Then we see the mascot. It resumes. The mascot is there with the marching band. A clown from the circus.
I noticed this clown before the scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is there a murder clown in this parade?
This clown looks like it was pulled out of Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh,
like,
really?
That's how abstract it is.
No, I'm saying there's like
Yeah.
circus people,
But
and
this
then
clown is crazy
this clown,
looking.
it looks like you would get it from a Halloween Killer clown mask. Like,
yes, perfect. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he looks like he could fit in that movie, Killer Clowns
Yeah.
from Outer Space. He would fit right in there. So as he's walking by, the clown all of a sudden has an axe. He chops Lionel's head off.
Right on off.
Right on off. The chaos causes the truck to stop, which is holding the right party. The boat comes through. The front end of the boat pierces the driver's head, and these two little girls in there, they're like
a
yelling,
splash of blood, and
they're like yelling, "Wake up, Grandpa! Wake up, Grandpa!" It's so
like,
crazy. In the deleted scenes, they did so many takes of this. I felt so bad for those little girls. Then the Wright family is being escorted to an SUV.
A police car. Yeah.
Right. And as a deputy's trying to get them in, he's shot by a dart gun, knocks out. The clown gets in the police vehicle, turns on the sirens, and drives off.
Yep. So they've been kidnapped.
And that should be a clue.
They all get darted.
That the driver knows how to turn on the sirens.
I think it's just isn't it just a switch?
I would imagine so, but
Maybe
there's probably a lot of switches.
Maybe it's easy to figure it out.
Maybe. Now we get the scene where Kathleen is being prepared by the killer to be cooked like a turkey. And this is the scene that grosses me out the most.
Funny because she's lying on a table, all right, fine, and tied up, but he has like a garland like around her.
Yeah,
like
right. Potatoes and like other...
and then he's painting her with butter. He's basting her with butter.
Yeah. Eli Roth hired a sous chef to wear the outfit and prepare her like a turkey, because little things like the way he threw the salt and stuff, he says only a sous chef would do it so authentically that we hired a real sous chef to do this scene, dressed up as the killer. which I think is awesome.
Yeah, he's cooking like some cranberry sauce. He's cooking some accoutrements.
Yeah.
This Thanksgiving dinner. But
He goes to turn on a Rendell oven, which Rendell is the writer. Jeff Rendell is the writer.
Does it say Rendell on there?
Yeah, it says Rendell oven.
Yeah, it's like a giant oven.
Yeah, and then there's even in the credits later, at the end of the movie, there's a thing that says Rendell ovens rule.
I didn't know.
Too funny. In the commentary, he's like, yeah, apparently my family owns ovens now. Like, I don't know about this. But when the killer goes to prepare the oven, she gets up and we have this whole chase through the house. There is a small scene where...
No point does she run out the door, but that's okay.
Yeah, she finds Amy, the cheerleader, in a fridge.
Mm-hmm. With a bottle of wine.
At the same time, the police are seeing the footage of the dinner table. They're out looking, driving around, trying to find it. They think they're
like
in the
tracing
right spot.
the signal.
And there's nothing around. They're staying in the right spot, and they realize that there's underground. Mm-hmm. So they got to go investigate these tunnels. When they do find it, they see that the phone is just looking at a monitor. Mm-hmm. This is right out of Saw 2. Cops do this. It's a very similar scene. I liked it a lot. And so the killer cuts off the cell phone feed and starts a new cell phone feed, which is right at the dinner table. We're back to Kathleen running around. She does make it outside, and he throws like a pitchfork at her.
Oh, yeah, she finally gets out the door, and he throws...
And so she hits the ground.
He throws a pitchfork like it's like
a javelin. Yeah.
With enough force to pierce her through.
But doesn't kill her. Yeah, but
yet.
Knocks her over.
Not yet.
He drags her back, and she's got her fingers trying to grip the ground. And I didn't even notice this until the commentary, but one of her fingernails rips off in her trying to do it. We see her in the oven, and...
Yeah, he puts her in this giant oven, and then he cranks up the heat.
And she's screaming like crazy.
Yeah, I had to cover my eyes for this.
He opened it and sticked a turkey thermometer in her.
Yeah, he
and then we see her cook for way too long.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch that. Thank you. Yes.
I tried to warn you
she's
about it.
She's kind of nasty. I mean, like, she's kind of
They set her up to be an evil woman.
She's not evil, but she's like not nice. Doesn't care about people. She's kind of mean to her stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Or at least not so mean, but like a little bit mean. And then I was like, still, like, doesn't deserve to be cooked alive.
Yeah, no lie.
Yikes.
Yeah. So we get to the dinner table, and we have, starting clockwise, we got Scuba, Jessica, Thomas, Gabby, and Evan all sitting at the table. The killer comes in, reveals that Kathleen is the turkey, is the centerpiece. And as they all scream, he says, hey, that's no way to think Kathleen. She's been cooking all day. I was like, oh my gosh. Then the killer goes over to Amy, who's now dead. Mm-hmm. He pierces her neck with a corkscrew and fills a glass of wine. He tells it you should let that breathe for a little bit.
Yeah, her like blood starts like gushing out, and he like fills a wine glass with it.
And the killer says they're all going to go around the room saying what we're thankful for. And we should start with Evan because Evan's video that he posted inspired him to make his own. He takes off the cloth blocking his mouth, tells him to be careful with his words. He starts yelling, "We're in an old house. We're in an old house." He puts Evan's head down on the table and starts bashing him up with a giant meat cleaver.
With like a meat tenderizer.
And on
and so hard that he bashes his head. I'm just like pulps his head. I'm like, come on.
Right.
What's this guy have like? He's like a award-winning like
weightlifter.
I don't know. Even then, I don't think that's heavy enough to smash
a shot put guy that throws that weight. Yeah.
Somebody who's throwing like a really heavy weight. He has a lot of strength in that arm. He does. And we already know that from when he.
But on the phone, when this is happening, we're seeing all these emojis of people watching the live stream, and they're giving thumbs up and like a smiling face with hearts in the eyes. Like, what kind of emojis are people? They're psycho.
I know. People don't think it's real.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look real.
Then the killer tells them they're all still alive because they're all VIPs. He says that Mr. Thomas, who was safe in his mansion when the killings were happening, should have the first slice of turkey. And so he cuts a piece of Kathleen's leg off. And you said, I bet you that tastes good.
It probably does taste good.
It does. Gross.
Well, I'm just saying, it probably does.
Oh, man.
And when he pulled this is disgusting. When he pulls the cover off Kathleen, the dad or whatever, he like vomits.
Oh yeah.
Through his like gag. I'm like,
do
we have to show vomit? I mean, yes, I've made it through all the other gross beheadings and whatnot, but I'm like, the vomit, I'm like, ugh, disgusting.
So we see that Jessica figures out that the ring has a knife in it. She starts using it to cut the ropes, and then she hands it over to Scuba, who also uses it to cut his ropes. So they both jump up at the same time before Thomas is forced to eat Kathleen. The killer comes over with the knife, but Scuba knocks it out of his hand, but then the killer goes for an axe, and they have the scene where they're in a hallway, and the killer is like chopping at them as they're trying to escape. They do make it out of the room, and they realize that they're in the old Carver house.
Yeah.
And then Scuba is knocked down.
But Jessica runs for it.
And instead of staying to kill Scuba, he runs after Jessica.
Yeah, to get her. Uh-huh.
She gets to a fence. She's stuck with her mom's bracelet.
Yeah, it's like a chain link fence, so she can climb over it. But then she gets stuck on the other
and
side.
She's able to fall right before he comes with the axe, but she like twists her ankle. It sounds like a bone cracks.
Yeah, but then she's still running.
But she's still running.
Didn't really slow her down.
She's running for who knows how long, and then she sees a cop car with the door open. She runs to it to find McDreamy,
This
Eric,
makes absolutely no sense. But...
on the ground with his head bludgeoned.
Yeah.
She takes his gun from him and sees someone dressed as a killer going into the factory where they housed all the floats. Mm-hmm. And so she goes in there to follow him. She sees Bobby taking off
Bobby.
the mask. Right? I can't believe it.
Not your beloved Bobby.
My beloved Bobby. Golden arm. And then Eric shows up. He's awake again. He takes the gun from her, tells her to go outside where it's safe. When she's outside, she's obviously freezing cold. She just looks like she's shivering. We hear 4 rounds shot. Then Eric comes outside. He uses a speed loader to load 6 more rounds in and tells her that he shot at Bobby and Bobby got away. And then we cut to a bunch of officers in there searching that factory or that warehouse where all the floats are at. Detective Chu is telling her that her father has been sedated and that all her friends are at the hospital.
Yeah, so everybody made it out.
But not Kathleen. And
we're about to find out who the killer is, and most people have already watched this movie, and I'm about to spoil who the killer is to explain how the F this happened. Sure. Because it turns out Patrick Dempsey's the killer, okay?
What?
Which I'm like, what? Not my Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah.
He must have a very good reason. Mm-hmm. And I'm rooting for him now. But I'm like, what? He outran her. She's running. He outran her somehow, like an Olympic speedster, got around her, then had time.
He got into a car that was outside the Carver house.
Oh, he ran back and got
Bobby was already in the trunk, already knocked out and dressed like John Carver.
Okay, well, never mind.
When he opened the trunk, Bobby used the tire iron that the killer left in there like an idiot. Knocked him over the head.
Okay, I thought he ran ahead of her, but okay, this makes more sense. He got into the car. All right, fine.
All right,
okay.
You're good. Brett, the detective, LaBelle, takes the gun from Patrick Dempsey. If you thought it was Brett at this point still, you're like, oh no, he shouldn't give up his gun because he's giving up his only defense to Brett.
Yeah.
But he had to give it up because he fired it on the line of duty, and you have to submit your gun for checking, like for reports or whatever, after you fired a round. Mm-hmm. So he turns his gun over. And then...
I remember I think I said out loud at this point, maybe it's both the cops.
Yeah.
Which I was still wrong.
And then Detective Chu brings in Bobby's phone, which was still streaming the event. Mm-hmm. And McDreamy had it because he had already kidnapped Bobby. Mm-hmm. And he puts it in an evidence bag. Everybody leaves besides Eric and Jessica. Jessica says she's not feeling well. She needs a moment alone. She looks down at the bag with the phone in it. I guess she grabs it at this point, whether we don't see it. McDreamy comes back in, asks if she's ready to go. And as she gets up, he wipes his hand with a cloth. He throws it. He completely misses the trash can.
Which I said...
You're like...
He did not make it.
And then, so he bends down to get it and pick it up. And when we do, she focuses on his shoes and notices
they had like prickles.
Right, from the things they ran through.
Like stickers from the grass. True. She had them on her... She was like picking them out her pants earlier.
Yes.
And she notices they're on the bottom of his shoes.
So as he's walking out, he stops and he says that she remembers like a voiceover of his voice in her head, like saying the details or how they get caught. Mm-hmm. I couldn't have done this without you. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that.
Don't trust anybody.
Don't trust anybody. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. And he closes the door and says it's almost funny if you think about it. It's like fumbling on the 1 yard line, and you should really see the surprise in your face right now. And then he gives her the motive that all these people were right marked shopping. He had gotten divorced, but Amanda had really brought his life back together. And that though Mitch didn't know it, Amanda was going to leave Mitch. And then we see on his killer wall, right by Amanda's picture, is a picture of a sonogram, and Amanda was going to have his baby.
Which at this point I was like, wait a minute. There's no way. How old was Gina Gershon in this movie? So we looked it up. She was what, 61?
Yeah, something like that.
I was like, that's a medical marvel.
Yeah.
She was pregnant. Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So he says that he's got to clean up loose ends, and Jessica asks him to wait because she never got to tell him what she's thankful for. And he goes, what are you thankful for, Jessica? And she picks up Bobby's phone and says, I'm thankful for the service
Cell service,
here, the cell service. And it's streaming, and on there are all these emojis with thumbs up, shock face, and there's like an axe emoji that's flying up the screen, which is ridiculous. Then she throws the line back in his face. You should see the look of surprise on your face. Mm-hmm. And he goes, you fucking bitch. Like he can't do the accent. They both run for the axe, and he knocks her down. He's about to get it, but then a baseball flies through the window, hits him on the head, and knocks him over. And Bobby's on the other. Golden arm there to save the day. What a great guy.
Yeah, he was just at the right place at the right time. If Patrick Dempsey had kidnapped Ryan, maybe Ryan would have.
He would have
tried to. He would have tried to rescue Jessica too.
He's not even the jock type. I don't know that he could have done it.
He could have hit him with something.
Maybe.
I don't know. You don't know. Maybe Ryan does karate in his spare time.
Run out of there. Eric's yelling for her. So now that we know who the killer is, Patrick Dempsey's character gets to go full, like the director said, Jack Torrance from The Shining. Gets to go crazy, like Jessica.
Yeah.
And we get more cheesy lines of this Thanksgiving there will be no leftovers.
Yeah. Oh, he also, before he says, I told Jessica she'd make a delicious dinner or something like
Kathleen.
that. Kathleen.
When I told Kathleen she would make a great Thanksgiving dinner, I was being serious.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Which on repeat viewings, when I hear him say it, I think it's awesome. They see that Bobby's truck is there, so they get to the truck, and it's too close to a pillar, so he's got to drive it off, and she gets in the back of the truck. Eric dislatches a trailer of Plymouth rocks, and it crashes into them, and they're stuck between that and another pillar. The directors say they were stuck between Plymouth Rock and a hard place. That was their joke. But Eric jumps in the back with an axe. She grabs the old-timey gun to block the axe and is holding it off. When Bobby's able to gun it enough that the mirror breaks and he gets free, Eric falls out of the back. But in doing so, he pulls off the cord that the tow truck has. Mm-hmm. And so he's able to get that wire, link it up to a metal pillar. Mm-hmm. And so that stops the truck from leaving.
Yeah. Have you already mentioned that the balloon,
I forgot to mention the balloon.
Parade float balloon starts filling up with flammable gas. Wait, how does that happen? Did somebody do that on purpose, or is it an accident?
So according to the director, there was a time decades ago where parades did use that type of gas to fill up their balloons, but we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But he said, since it used to happen, I thought it's possible there was a community that still did it.
Okay, so they start filling the balloon up, but it has flammable gas in it.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And so as they're trying to get away, Patrick Dempsey, knowing that they're stuck, is running his axe over the wire, looking all creepy, walking to them slowly. Mm-hmm. She sees the old-timey gun. And because we know that she knows how to do it, she puts gunpowder in it. All the ball bearings fall out of the truck. So she pulls the bracelet with her mom on it, says goodbye, Mom, kisses it, puts it in there.
How's she going to know it was her mom now? It doesn't say mom on it. She doesn't have a bracelet with that says mom on it anymore.
She is awesome. She points it at Patrick Dempsey. He does a smile like that's going to do nothing.
Yeah.
And then she points it at the balloon.
Giant turkey
His
balloon.
eyes go, crap. She fires it. It explodes, freeing the truck as it rides out on the flame, engulfs everything. We cut to the next day. Bobby's in the back of the ambulance, and he's going to get a ride to the hospital. He says, hey, tell Ryan he's still a dick, please, even if he isn't the killer. He drives off, and then we see McCarty, Gabby, and Scuba, who all came because they saw the stream. One of the firemen came out telling Brett LaBelle that they searched everywhere, everything was burned, but they couldn't find anybody, but no one could have survived that blast. We do focus in on a fireman walking out in full gear
with a face mask
that
on.
Be so that could be Patrick Dempsey's
for a
character.
Sequel.
For a sequel. Then Ryan shows up to be there with Jessica. We cut to Jessica in bed with Ryan. She hears a creak of a door open. Gets up to check her closet door. Ryan's asking if everything is okay. She turns the light on. She's like, it's fine. And then we see flames everywhere.
Yeah, like it's engulfing the closet.
Right, as the killer comes and grabs her, and then she wakes up because it was one last jump scare.
Yeah.
Which Eli Roth and Jeff Rendell said every horror movie ever has that final jump scare. Whether it was a dream or not, they just wanted to add it in there to do it. And then the credits roll. We get a Misfits song, which they could not afford, but apparently they were Eli Roth starred in a movie that the Misfits were making. Mm-hmm. And they were like, dude, we love you. If you ever want to use one of our movies or songs in one of your movies, you can.
Nice.
Would you want to use this song? He goes, no, actually, I would like this song. Is that okay? And they said, fine.
Yeah.
So he was able to use it.
Nice.
But yeah.
Got to make those connections.
Yeah. So what'd you think?
I mean, it was a fun movie. Very, 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 very gory. Okay.
Yeah.
So... would I ever watch it again? No.
Yeah.
Not. I wouldn't choose to. Oh no, I would not. But yeah, one time through, pretty fun.
So I love listening to the commentary. Eli and Jeff, who have been friends since kindergarten, right? Talked about how one of their fathers took him to see Silent Night, Deadly Night, but didn't want to go in, just wanted to buy the tickets and let them go in. Because he's like, I don't like these kinds of movies. And the guy at the ticket counter was like, I don't think it's appropriate for your kids to watch this, so I'm not going to sell you the tickets. And he pulls out a $100 bill, which they said in like 1984 was a big deal, and said, I don't care what you think or not. I'm not paying you to think. I'm paying you to just let my kids watch a movie.
Yeah.
So he like put his foot down and made him sell them the tickets. And then apparently Eli says Jeff came for money. So he always had a lot more money than him to blow on candy and popcorn, and would always waste it by pouring the candy down his back halfway through the movie and dumping the popcorn on his head. But it was just a joke they always did. And if you want to watch the movie properly, you should probably do that with your friends.
No thanks.
like, oh my
we're
gosh.
not friends anymore.
But yeah, so I just thought like, little things like that were funny. But yeah, some of the things I learned from the commentary is they filmed the riot scene in Canada. They said if they filmed it in Boston, people would have killed each other after the first thing. You shoved me, and then the fights would have been real. But he said after every take, everybody got up and they're like, "I'm so sorry for pushing you. Are you okay?" And it was so funny to watch everybody apologizing after every single take. Yeah. But that it went really good.
Yeah, I mean the like trampede scene at the beginning was pretty horrifying. That could really happen.
Yeah, I know, poor Doug.
Always poor Doug always gets the short end of the stick no matter what movie we're watching.
No matter what movie you're watching. But I want to say, if for fans out there, if you want other movies, if you're looking for other Thanksgiving movies, we got Thanksgiving, which is a horror movie, which is might watch. Or if you want to honor the original, the reason this exists, go watch the Grindhouse movies, Planet Terror and Death Proof.
Yeah, Death Proof is a good
Those
movie.
are good ones.
Oh, we're thankful for our listeners.
Totally. So thank you for listening. If you could, please like and subscribe. Please leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. That helps the podcast grow. If you'd like to find us on Instagram, we're at Nightmare Echoes Pod. Thank you again. Hope you have a great rest of the week.
Bye.